G'day, it's Pete from Mark Remote Coaching. In this video I'm going to give a rundown on my current home gym setup. Firstly, the area I'm working with in my current home gym is about 40 to 42 square meters. It's about 6 meters wide by 7 meters deep. So that's a bit of an oversized garage. Out to the sides of the actual garage can't be used for things that are overhead. So can't snatch, can't really jerk. So I've factored that into how I've laid the gym out. Most of the gym flooring is rubber mats, so 15 mil. I've also got some MDF wood used as well in certain parts. I like to get MDF and get it cut to size for my home gym, and also reuse it from my previous home gym because it's a lot cheaper than cutting up 15 millimeter mats, which can run at sort of 30 to 50 bucks a square meter. First part of the usable gym though is right here. So I've got a jerk station. Bought a pair of Eleiko jerk boxes off Gumtree, combined with a slab of MDF down the middle to make a jerk station. So I can do my jerks. I can also do things like overhead squats, close grip overhead squats, push press, that kind of stuff without having to use a squat rack and without having to clean the bar every time. It becomes really handy when I'm doing multiple sets of jerks that are sort of at the upper intensity levels, and re-racking becomes a bit of a pain in the ass. I can actually lower them back to the jerk boxes, drop them to the jerk boxes, recover, and then go the rep again. Out the side of the back corner, I've got a glute ham developer. I've got a series of jerk blocks over here that are different to the jerk boxes. Also got a pair of squat stands and a chalk bowl. Coming around to this side of the gym, we've got is a toaster rack with a series of bumper plates and collars, as well as fractionals. Then I've got my barbells, so 9 barbells in the vertical rack, plus a 10th barbell in the actual squat rack. I've also utilized the walls of the gym as where I can to hang certain things. So I have belts, dip belts, pulling straps, bands for doing sort of band work or stretching. My gym cleaning equipment, so brushes, oil, rags, that kind of stuff is out on the wall. Coming a little bit further forward, we've got the actual platform that I lift on. I've got an old ACT Academy of Sport weightlifting platform, which is actually really sturdy and I really like the feel of, and cost me a whole bunch of $0. For what it is, it's a heavy, reliable platform that I only had to hire a trailer for to pick up. Coming past the bars and plates set up here for the platform, I've got a home-built sort of toaster rack slash seat that has 2 more sets of plates in it, along with more fractionals, actual where I put my shoes, my knee sleeves, iPod. I also have a dedicated Bluetooth speaker, and then all the barbell cleaning equipment. So brass brushes, plastic brushes, as well as 3-in-1 oil, all over the wall. I've then got a small selection of dumbbells and kettlebells that I use occasionally for accessories, and then I've got my C2 rower cut down in the corner. And right here, I've got a Rogue flat-footed squat rack. This rack also has its own dedicated barbell. So the barbells I have over in the vertical barbell holder are typically good weightlifting training bars, but they actually are generally, except for 1 bar, weightlifting bars. In the case of the squat rack, I have a Rogue Ohio bar. That's a bar that I'm more than happy to drop onto the safeties. I use the rack here not just for squatting. Sometimes I'll actually squat on the platform. Sometimes if I'm doing heavy work, I'll squat inside the rack here. But doing some specific overhead work like jerk supports, jerk recoveries, where I'll elevate the safeties higher up. The other option is to simply do it over in the jerk area. Put the jerk blocks onto the jerk boxes to the required height. It gets a little bit tricky though, since you can't change the height exactly. Whereas with the squat rack, you've got fixed pin heights. You can go through and find one relatively close. Ignore the whiteboard, that just goes wherever I want it to go. But over here, something pretty unique. Over in the corner here, I've got a table where I set up my tripod with my iPhone to normally record my lifts, typically on the platform or over at the jerk area. What I've got set up here is an old iPhone and then a Lightning to HDMI cable. This is hooked up to power, and then what this actually runs, something that I'm pretty proud of, is a video feed. As opposed to watching a live video feed of my training, which would be pretty stupid, every time I train, I set up a delayed timer video feed. We've got set up here as a monitor that's linked to an old iPhone of mine. I've got like an old iPhone 5 or iPhone 6 that I've had for years just laying around. I run an app, which is a video delay app, and I effectively use this as a time delay feed. So what's coming from the screen here is from 30 seconds ago. The iPhone's set up to focus specifically on the platform, but I can then adjust it over to where the jerk boxes are, and potentially I could even move the tripod if I wanted to the squat rack. I can do my set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 10 reps or whatever, and 30 seconds later it's going to display that onto the monitor. Better than filming on your iPhone, hitting stop, watching a video and having to remember to hit record every time. It's just permanently running at a 30-second time delay. Where did I get the idea from? I got the idea from the Queensland Academy of Sport. Popped into there with Jasmine at the start of 2018. She knew a dude who was doing some sweet study, and they had time delay feeds on all their squat racks. So I wanted to find out how we could do this cheaply without spending $10,000. Had a different setup originally, then talking with Mark, we worked out how to do it using Apple TV, and then I just went one step further. And then I looked at something a bit more permanent, and then went for a Lightning to HDMI cable. Moving around, I've just got things like a fan, a table to put random crap on, a flat bench, and then a gym bag. And that's basically the setup I have here at my home gym. Anyway, got any questions on a home gym setup, why I chose the setup that I currently use, shoot them through.